So in today's video, I will tell you how you can get your rental application approved. And there are a few tips I will give you today. So if you are looking for a house on rent and your application is keep getting rejected and it's not getting approved, then this is the video you need to watch, because what I'm gonna tell you in this video, this will definitely make a difference in your new rental application and it will get approved, hopefully. So recently I have moved into a new home from my previous home, and I was looking for a house on rent for like 2 months, and every single application I used to put was getting rejected. Even though the houses with lower rent also were getting rejected, and I was really worried and concerned that what I'm doing wrong, what are the things I'm not doing right, that my application is keep getting rejected. So what happened that when the frustration become really high, one day I saw there is a house available, and the inspection time was I had to be there in 15 minutes, and the drive from my home is around 20 minutes. So my partner, she told me that we should try at least. I mean, we have been trying, so we should not miss this one, because it's getting really late finding an house for rent. So I drive down to that house, and the time was 15 minutes for inspection, and we passed 15 minutes. So I called the real estate agent and I told them that we are just late because of some traffic on the road. So the real estate agent said okay, he will wait for us. And then what happened that we went there at last, and he was waiting, and he told us that already 15 applicants have been here and seen the house. So anyway, we were the last one and the only one there at that time. So we had a look at the house, and the house was really good, really nice, very big house. And it didn't look like a rental house. It looks like someone bought it for himself. Like, it looks like a residential, it looks like a house which people normally make to move into, to buy, not for rental purpose. But so anyway, we had very less hope of getting this house approved, because all the previous houses with much lower rent were getting rejected. I honestly liked this house so much that I spoke to the real estate agent, and I asked him that please tell us what are the things we need to do that our rental application can get approved. I told him everything, that every single application of ours in the past are getting rejected. I mean, you might say that telling the real estate agent about your applications getting rejected might not be a good idea, because he might think that there must be something not right with us. That's why our applications are getting rejected. But anyway, I told him the truth, and he told us a couple of things we need to do if we want our application to stand out and to get higher chance of getting approved. So the first tip, he told me that you need to pay, instead of 1 month rent, pay 3 month rent and plus the bond. So actually this is the only thing he told us to do, and do it as soon as possible. So I just let you know, guys, that for the real estate agent to tell a person to pay 3 months rent to get your loan application approved is not legal. It's illegal in Australia. So unless you ask him that what I can do that my application can get approved. So I asked him this question. So then he told me that this is the way. And I also asked him that where I need to mention it. So there is a description section there. There is a box there in the rental application that you can, if you want to say anything to the owner of the house, you can put it into the comments section. So anyway, guys, this is the only thing I did which miraculously worked out. And the second day, the next morning, I got a message from the real estate agent that your application is approved. And I just could not believe that this happened, because this house was like a dream house to me. And I could not believe that all the houses which were not even in good condition, was getting rejected their applications, and we were trying our best. I will tell you today more tips that what are the things you need to do that your application for rent can get approved. So I will go on to one of the website. There is information there. I will read it out to you. All right. So I'm onto the page where it gives you information. It gives you tips how to get your rental application approved. The heading of this is how can I make my rental application stand out for having your rental application approved. So today the rental market is very competitive. So you want to ensure that you and your rental application stand out from the crowd. Your rental application is like a resume and is one of the things that a property manager and landlord uses to determine whether you are the best tenant for the property. When securing for the perfect rental property, the hunt for the right home that ticks all the boxes can be daunting. The last thing you want is not to be approved for the perfect home to another applicant. It is essential that when preparing your application that you meet the tenant selection criteria and provide all the required documentation as required on the application form to help you secure the property that you are searching for. And to assist with keeping process simple, we have put together 7 tips for preparing and submitting your rental application. All right. Number 1, preparing your rental application. Get organized before searching and provide all relevant document. Being organized in advance will make it easy to submit application for multiple properties. You will need the following documents for your rental application. Ensure you have your finance in order and have enough money set aside for the bond and the required upfront rent. Reference letters, pet references if applicable, proof of income if recent payslip, bank statement, tax return, or if commencing a new position, your employment agreement, letter of employment if you are starting a new job, valid ID, passport, citizenship certificate, driver's license, Medicare card, or utility bills, deposit, rental ledger, summary of your rental payment history, completed agency rental application from the documents you provide must equal 100 points or more. The application form that you are completing will tell you which items are worth points and which things are compulsory. Make sure you have copies of the required documents ready to submit. All right. Number 2, have all applicants complete an application form. If you are going to rent a place with other people, you will also need their completed application forms with all the required documents included. All applicants over the age of 18 are required to complete an application form. The reason is that the property manager and landlord will need to consider every single person who has applied to rent the property and determine if they are suitable tenant. This will increase your chance of getting to the top of the application pile and securing the property you want. Write a cover letter. So write about who you are, what your job is, and why you are moving. Provide reason why you think this is the right property for you, and most importantly, why you are the best tenant for the property. If you are going to live with other people, make sure you explain what the connection between you is. Talk honestly about your rental credit history. Mention if you have pets and even provide a photo of your pets. Number 4, prove you can pay the rent. It's imperative that you show the landlord or property manager that you can afford to pay your rent. You can do this by writing about your rental history and showing your current pay slips and bank statements. If you earn a lot of money, have a good track record of paying rent on time, and if you have a healthy saving account, you will improve your chances of securing the property. Get your references. Number 5, get your references ready. You should have at least 3 references. These could be a real estate agent, property manager, landlord, co-worker, employer, a former neighbor, TAFE university tutor, or accountant. With excellent recommendations from your references, you can prove the property manager and landlord that you will be reliable. You will pay your rent on time. You will take good care of the property, make a list of references to put on your application form, and once you have gained their approval, list them. Ensure that they are aware that they will be contacted and give them time to be prepared. Secure a guarantor. If you are planning on moving out of home and renting for the first time, or you don't have an excellent rental credit history, you can get a financial guarantor. Guarantor is someone who will sign the lease and be held accountable if you can't pay your rent or cause damage to the property. They can add credibility to your rental application as their financial stability is taken into account. If you are moving out of home for the first time, you can use your parents as guarantor. If you have poor credit rating, you can get a family member or a friend with sufficient income and good references to be your guarantor. Your guarantor is required to submit the same application documents and provide the 100 points of identification documents. Number 7, address problems and offer solutions. If you know your tenancy history may not be as perfect as you would like and anticipate that there may be problems with your application, don't just sit back and hope that property manager and landlord don't notice or get told when completing the reference check. Be proactive and include an explanation to accompany your application explaining these circumstances, whether it's a glitch on your credit record or a recent gap in employment or defaults on your previous tenancy ledger. If you don't feel your finance will measure up to the minimum requirement, then you can always consider having a guarantor, as this show that you have a willing to fix problems and take responsibility. Submitting your application. You can save yourself and the property manager time by submitting your application online, either via one form on the realestate.com.au or email directly to the real estate. Your application will then be emailed to the property manager. You need to keep digital copies of your supporting documents. You can send your application before inspecting the property. However, make a note that you haven't inspected the property and arrange a time, as you will be required to do so. If you are unable to inspect the property, you can sign a sight unseen clause. This is very common for tenant relocating from interstate. In this instance, you may be required to provide further documentation on income. Alternatively, you can hand your application in person, as this gives another chance to make a good impression. To increase your chances of getting approved, treat your inspection like a job interview. First impression count. If you don't hear from the agent or property manager 2-3 days after you have submitted your application, then follow up with them. They may be waiting on further documentations, or if you have sent it via email, there is a possibility that it has gone to their spam folder. So it may be proactive and check in. Happy house hunting. The author name is Renai Perry. Alright guys. So anyway guys, these were all the tips I have read it out to you from one of the author. I hope this will really help you getting your rental application approved. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share this video with as many people as you can, so they can take advantage of this video to get their rental application approved. And I will see you in the next interesting and exciting video. Until then, goodbye.